Hi everyone, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV in Greenfield, Indiana. Coming to you with a new video, a 2021 New Aire, and the big part about this, get ready to come up here and zoom in, Tony. It's right here, right here. The New Aire is on a Spartan chassis. So that's something that I've thought was coming, honestly. I thought it would be here in 1920 at the latest before they talk Spartan into this. I've been talking to our friends at Spartan and saying, when you going to do it? And they're always very hush-hush on that stuff. Had a feeling it was coming, and sure enough, it's here. This is just a good application. Obviously, Spartan is certainly a large player with all the luxury coaches out there, and this is such a high-end coach. It just makes sense to at least have the option. Freightliner makes a great chassis. We love our friends at Freightliner as well. Spartan also makes a great chassis, so it's great to have the options here. So 2021, we're in a New Aire 3543. The Spartan chassis is only available on the 35 footers, and of course, if you've been paying attention to the Spartans, you know that the 35 footer also comes with that 450 horse Cummins engine in it. So this coach will flat roll. I was driving it around the parking lot earlier today, and it wants to go. Let's just put it that way. I do apologize. It's been a while since we did a video like this. It's not that we forgot or anything, but we did all those COVID videos, the COVID Chronicles as we nicknamed them. And for the first few weeks of the COVID thing, man, it was dead around here. So we had plenty of time to do videos, and you could hear crickets in the showroom and all that. But something happened, and that was that people decided that they weren't going to get on planes as much. They weren't going to stay in hotels. They sure weren't going to go on a cruise boat, a cootie boat, and get all kinds of infected on there. But the one way they could safely feel good about traveling was with RVs. Well, here at Mount Comfort RV, we don't just sell luxury diesel pushers like a New Aire. We sell anything from pop-up campers to, luxury diesel pushers. So everything in between. So travel trailers, fifth wheels. We've been going nuts kind of on all fronts. The good news is we still have a good supply of what's near and dear to my heart, my Newmars. They've been selling well, but we stocked well. We kind of had a feeling this was going to be a big year for Newmar anyway, so we had ordered well ahead of time, and we still have a really good supply right now. Although if you do see one that you like, I will warn you, they are selling pretty quickly, so don't hesitate for too long unless you want to order. And by the way, right now ordering on Newmar, you're out to like March, so it's a long time before you're going to see that coach. Let's get into it with this one a little bit. All right, so this is the Como graphics on the outside, which we'll show you in a minute, and also the Como interior with Bermuda glazed maple cabinetry, and this is, of course, the high gloss. Not quite as big a contrast as what we've seen on a lot of our other New Aire. Some people are still a little afraid of that stark white kind of furniture, and I don't blame them. You could certainly see that being a little easier to get dirty. So this is kind of a nice taupey color on the ultra leather. New for 2021. This is Villa furniture. This is no longer flex steel furniture. So that's a nice upgrade on this. The driver passenger seats are amazingly comfortable. This one has a nice Euro booth and the hide-a-bed sofa with the two ottomans. We'll start going through some chassis features first, and then we'll start going through some cabinets. So come up front, I'll try to show you what's a little different and what's stayed the same. So for Spartan, they have kept the same shift panel that you're used to on all of these. This is the standard over on the driver's left, six-speed Allison transmission panel. You're used to having that. Of course, Freightliner's gone to the little cog on the side of the steering column. One way's not better than the other. They both do the same thing. I certainly am more used to this being on the driver's left, but I have had some good reports on the Freightliner that people get used to that very, very quickly. Push button start. So of course that's something that the Freightliner version of this has had for a little while. Don't need all that air. And we'll give you a good shot of the instrument cluster in here. Of course, it's fully digital. This will have your Bluetooth. This will have your tire pressure monitoring, everything built into it as well. Again, kind of does all the same things that you can do on a Freightliner chassis. Just this is just the Spartan version of it. Your controls for it are right here on the smart wheel as well as for being able to answer the phone and that type of thing. When you're done, you just hit the button and of course shut it off, and it's still a foot controlled tilt and telescoping wheel. So I love that because you can make the finest little minute adjustments. Wherever you stop this at is where it's going to stay. To the driver's left, you have things like headlight control and of course your air brakes. Up top, we do have our wireless charger for our cell phones. Some more lighting controls down here, like dome light and brightness and dimness of our instrument cluster, that type of thing. And our battery boost switch. We have a couple USB port, well, a USB and a 1/8" headphone jack over here. 2 cup holders. And you have your traction control and your engine brake controller here, as well as your power window. This is a power sliding window. Kind of goes left and right instead of up and down. We talked about the Allison controls and then a fully automatic HWH leveling system. We come over to the center console, and of course this is where everything has always just looked so good and so driver friendly for the new Aire. It is a little updated. The radio controls and everything are a little user friendlier, as are the Silverleaf controls in the middle of the coach, and we'll get to that. Underneath we have things like adjustable pedals and our visors for our screens here inside, our shade up front, docking lights, overhead fans, and then your speed control for those overhead fans. This control here controls, like if we were using the heat from our Oasis system, that controls how much of that heat's coming forward. Generator control, we can lock and unlock our entry doors here. Air horn, gotta have an air horn. Courtesy lights in the coach, and of course again the visor for the passenger side. HVAC controls are located below that, as well as another USB. I'm sorry, 12 volt. Certainly could be a USB if you plug that in there. And then 2 drawers on the center console. So that's a little bit. With new Aires, it's very easy for me to make an hour-plus long video of that. Not everybody wants it that long, so I am going to move quickly through this. All right, up top here, these two are just storage. Even on their plain old storage doors, notice you have things like hidden hinges. Your strut is a metal strut, not a flimsy plastic one that's just going to break. The doors do stand up on their own so that they are very easy to load and unload things. Up front here, this is a great place for any extra electronics that the customer might want to bring to the table, but certainly we already have our Wi-Fi router in here as well. You can add a component to that as well that will give you cellular through your Wi-Fi router also. Questions on stuff like that, those are some of my most common questions I get. It comes into play with Wi-Fi and satellite television, so contact me. The easiest way is on telephone on something like that, because I don't want to type a 3-hour dissertation on satellites and Wi-Fi. But when you have those questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We can have a conversation. I can get it all cleared up for you. We have our Girard awning controls here. This is our power antenna for the wind guard system. And then underneath that, we're going to have all of our other equipment. These are very well labeled, and they are backlit, which they haven't always been. So that's a nice addition there. Driver's side window awning, passenger window awning, satellite system, Wi-Fi router. It's all in here, and it's all very well labeled. We have awnings, privacy drapes, that type of thing, slide controls, security lights. That's all here, including a little diagnostics port we can plug into if ever there's anything that's going wrong, and we can talk to the coach and see what's going on. Up here is just storage divided by a nice shelf. And then we'll come to the opposite side here. Again, this is just like what you saw on the driver's side, just good storage here. All of the window blinds in here are the roller style shades. The roller style shades you can see here, this is during the daytime. You can kind of still see out and see what's going on, but at night you would certainly want the privacy that this affords you, and you would bring your blackout shade down. Passenger seat, nice wide seat here. Both driver and passenger seats do rotate around, which I think is extra important on smaller coaches. This is a 35-foot coach, so it's more likely, I think, that you spin the seats around and use them as living room furniture than, say, on a 43-foot coach. They both do have the recliners, the incliners built in. They're extremely comfortable seats, so I think you'll like the new Villa edition there. Nice little table for the passenger when you're going down the road. There is also a passenger wireless charger here, and then the passenger has controls over things like the step cover and the map light, that type of thing. And most importantly, you have a little outlet here with USBs built into it, so any little things that you need to plug in and charge, you can. when you walk in the coach, you can certainly reach up here and hit a ceiling light cover or ceiling light switch, but it's also really easy to just step up to this switch right here. There's an all lights on switch right there on this panel, and it'll light up all of the ceiling lights on the coach. You hit the home screen here, and you can do things like lighting, shades, fans, systems, display brightness. You have all your controls there. So water pump, TV lift. Oh, let's see what that does. TV lift up. Oh, there we go. So here comes our Samsung television. Directly across from the sofa, which those of you who know me know that viewing angles is something near and dear to my heart. If you're going to put a TV in a coach, give people a viable option for seeing it without breaking their neck. This is a huge, long sofa, so you've got very comfortable seating for 3 there. You could certainly turn the driver's seat around and have a great viewing angle as well. And then even the dinette seats. You know, the nice part about newer TVs are they're no longer bad to view from an angle. You know, old TVs, especially big screens, if you got off center a little bit, the picture was just terrible. These you can view from just about any angle and be in really good shape. So above the television, we have storage on both sides like this. In the center, this is where you would put like a satellite receiver in here, and it's all ready for that. In fact, there's already an in-motion satellite dish on the roof of this coach. We do have a Bose system here as well. You can do DirecTV or Dish Network, either one, whichever works best for you. Again, questions on that, don't hesitate. This booth dinette does not make a bed. It is designed to be a comfortable booth. It's very difficult to make it both, to a comfortable booth and turns into a bed. So most of the time people that are buying this is just 2 people. They may occasionally have guests. This sleeps 4 very comfortably because there is a hide a bed under this very large 3 cushion sofa. The ottomans are storage ottomans. You can flip that top over and kind of use it as a coffee table. And then underneath both sides of the booth, we have storage as well. It's not huge storage because there's some slide mechanism under there, but it is a little added storage. And I think something, I know that customers that buy a coach like this, the one thing that they're always looking for is storage, and that's what Newair really does better than any other short bus, is storage. So over here, this is all lined. That'll keep things quiet and keep them from sliding around. I'll move on down the line here so you can see that. And then we have our frosted glass. I would call this extra pantry space. But as I tell people all the time, if you buy it, I don't care what you put in there. These are adjustable shelves. Fireplace, and this year we can change our colors around. It has about 6 different color choices in there I was playing with. You can have this set to put out heat or not to put out heat. It's summertime here in Indiana, so we are not doing heat right now. That flips down for a little extra storage. And then we also have a central vac in here. That kicks on with just the flip of the foot, so you can sweep any dirt that you might have in here, any dust bunnies, dog hair or whatever, sweep it right up to there, kick it on with your foot, it's gone, it's over. So let's get into the kitchen. This is an area that a lot of people want some detail on, so we're going to give it to you. It's a single bowl sink, it's really deep, it's stainless, it's undermounted. Okay, these fit wonderfully. Your faucet has the pull down sprayer built into it, and then you also have an undermount true induction cooktop. This induction cooktop can be removed and taken outside if you want to. These have cutting boards on the back of them. 30-inch residential Whirlpool convection microwave, so no need for an oven when this will do both. And then for some of our storage above, let's take a look at this. This is new for this year. We have the pull-out drawer, adjustable shelf. Again, everything's lined, everything's going to be quiet. And then you'll love this. You long-time RVers, you have a spot for the trash can. And then these are soft closed drawers. You just get them close and they'll go back in. Okay. Good storage here. Flip down here for the little scrubbies. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4 drawers of various depths. But these are all soft close, so again, just get them close. How nice is that? Look at the dividers built in there. That is just so nice. So much nicer than getting the little 99-cent Tupperware plastic thing. All right. So lots of drawer space. There's actually a lot of storage in this kitchen. We come back, then we get the Samsung residential refrigerator with ice maker below. Okay. All right, and then don't think that we shortage on the pantry. We did not. Pull-outs that are adjustable in height. This year there's a new locking mechanism on you. You can't just pull them. They tried that little lock last year, but the problem is people kept forgetting, myself included, to unlock it, and you'd pull on it and it was plastic and you'd end up breaking it. This is a much better. This is done with the drawer glide. You just push in and they release. It's lit all the way down so you can see what you're looking for there. Let's head into the bathroom. Of course, one of the first things we talk about is the emergency egress door. Unlike other coaches where you have to climb out a window and fall on your head, with this you have an emergency egress door and a ladder that telescopes out of the inside of it. We've done extensive videos on this before. We'll put those on our web page as well, but if you Google Mount Comfort RV emergency escape door, you will find videos on that. If you have any trouble finding it, let us know. We'll send you a copy. Last year they went to the upgraded tile. Instead of a tile pan here, they have the pebble stone floor with the built-in drain. Just looks so cool. Built-in shampoo, conditioner. They raised up that shower head as high as they can get it towards the ceiling there. Also, there's plenty of room in here. I mean, this is a nice size shower. I'm 5'9", 5'10", so, and this, I can get under it. If you're 6'4", you're going to have to duck. If you're 6'4", you're used to ducking, so that's okay. Good storage here. The mirror has light built into it. It looks good. And then it opens up. Check out that medicine cabinet. And then storage below. Of course, we have a macerating toilet. Toilets, not toilets. Single bath unit. Okay, as we come back through here in our bedroom storage, this is the other area where storage is just absolute paramount. Most short buses lack in this area. This coach does not. I don't have all my lights on back here. Let's turn on some dresser lights. There we go. Some accent lights. That's better. Okay, so now that we have it properly lit up, you can see the storage above there. Another Blu-ray player, just like you have up front. Another Samsung television. And again, you can put a second satellite receiver in this cabinet. And then we have 3 drawers like this. I'm not going to open all of them. Okay. And then 3 like this. So 6 drawers. That's some noticeable storage there. King size bed. That's one of the big upgrades when you go from the 33 to the 35-foot New Aire. You get a king bed with storage underneath. Okay. That is a sleep number bed as well. All right. Stackable Splendide washer and dryer. And then we still have a really nice closet back here. There's our 2 extra chairs for our dinette. We have a nice LED light in here. Good little cubbies back there for shoes. Safe in the corner. And then our circuit breakers and our fuses are in this cabinet here, very neatly tucked away. All right, so we have an outlet back here. And then we have little cubbies. It's kind of hard to see them. Little guys right here that pop out where you can run a hose down through. This is designed for a CPAP machine. All right, and so you could run your CPAP hoses down through here, plug it in there. It's tucked away. It's neat. You're not wrestling with it every night. It's a much better setup. You have these nice, mostly decorative, but they are kind of functional as well, sliders here. Now, behind there is an egress window. We still have to have an egress window, not only for safety purposes, but honestly to meet code. It kind of seems funny because when you have a egress door, who needs an egress window? But it's still there. These actually, as a bald man, I'll tell you, I've slept in a coach when it's cold before, and if your head's up against a window, you get a lot of cold air off of that. That's one extra layer between you and that. There is a blackout shade in there as well. Sometimes people are concerned that you're not going to be able to get full darkness in here. If you like to sleep in a cave, we still have you covered. We can do that. So on both sides of the bed, you're going to have an outlet like you see here and a little storage guy. Let me see if I can get that open. There we go. And that has USBs and 120 volt outlets on it. Okay, so that's what we're looking at there. Our floor is polished porcelain tile throughout, no carpet in this coach. This is a heated floor also, so if it's not too cold outside, you'll actually be heating with the very silent electric heated floor. All right, let's look real quickly here at the new Silverleaf system. It does all the same things. I think it's a little little more user-friendly. There we go. And it certainly has a little different look to the interface itself. This is our home screen. This is where we spend all our time. This will tell us what's in our fresh black and gray tanks, what type of voltage we have in our batteries, and if our generator's running, it tells us how much amperage we're pulling on each leg there. If you want a little bit more in depth on electric, you hit the AC. All right, that tells us everything we're pulling right now is on leg 1. We're pulling 27 amps on leg 1 of power. Leg 2 still has plenty to give because we're not pulling anything from there. We could turn our inverter off and on from here as well. We go to DC power, 12 volt power. This is telling us that our battery is charging at 109 amps on absorb charging, and you can change some settings on there also. Generator, which is running now, by the way. Our auto generator start settings are on here. How many RPMs it's running, I don't know why you need that necessarily, but some people like to know the details and what temperature it's running at. All those good things. Some good generator information. Come down one more, we have water. That shows you our tank levels again, that our water pump is off, and that our autofill feature is off. Autofill is a nice feature because if you're hooked up to city water and you know you're leaving the next day, you just turn autofill on, and when you wake up the next day, your tank's full. It fills it for you and shuts off. It's a nice little setup. Then we get into climate control. That's what we were playing with here today. We are sitting out here. It's actually a very nice day in Indianapolis, so we don't have to have the air on super high, but we've got it set to 73 degrees. It's about 74 in here right now. I've had people question that, well, what if I like it colder than 73? If you set it at 68, it'll get to 68. It'll do it, trust me. So our block heater and our floor heat controls are in here as well. And then a little better camera interface today on this one. The camera interface mold in the old one I didn't think worked very well, but that's showing you what's on your outside cameras. You can kind of scroll through them here. That's behind us. That's one side, that's the other side. So kind of works as a nice little security camera where you can kind of rotate all the way around you and see what's going on. And then there's another lighting control panel here, right here next to it. So that's a little bit about the new Aire on the inside. Now there's a few other things to talk about. This is an all-electric coach, so this does have the Oasis system, which is a hydronic heating system. If you're not familiar with a hydronic heating system, again, please Google on YouTube, just put in Mount Comfort RV hydronic heating. We did a whole video on that explains it, I think, pretty well. I think most people like having a little better explanation of that. Or call me and I can answer that. There's things like the AquaView water miser system on here, which is nice if you ever do any boondocking. You can actually turn, instead of turning your water on in the shower and sitting there waiting on it to get hot, you can turn on the water miser. You hear water running, but nothing's coming out, so you're not wasting your water that you only have so much of, and you're not filling your gray tank, which you only have so much space in. It's actually circulating it back to the fresh water tank while it heats up. The little light comes on when it's at temperature, and then you can turn on your main valve and get the water flowing. So little features like that. With the hydronic heating system, we have unlimited hot water in this coach, which is a wonderful feature. There's no propane system on this coach, which is also a wonderful feature. Your primary heating system is actually with diesel fuel, but it will do it with electric, or like I said, with the heated floor, with the heat pumps. There's about 4 different ways. Fireplace, there's 5 different ways you can heat this coach, so we have a lot of options there. Let's close up the slides though and show you what this bus looks like going down the road. All right, so one of the dilemmas we deal with high-end RVs is what most people want is like a 20-footer to drive down the road, but they want 45 feet and 4 slide outs when they get there. That's obviously a tough one for us to do. So we keep making slide outs bigger and putting more residential and nicer furniture and everything else in there. But the trade-off is absolutely you're going to be a little bit more squeezed when the slides are in. So this is a little tight through here. this is our choke point. Now, it's not bad to get through. Again, I'm not a skinny guy, and I can get right through here, but you are kind of side shuffling through this area right here as you get past the table. It's just the trade-off of having a small footprint coach. So once you get right here, we're very open. I can easily work at the sink or the cooktop, either one. This is one of the easiest bathroom entries there are because of the pocket door that's here. Refrigerator, I can get in this side easily. You have to kind of pass the refrigerator to get in this side or stand to the side of the freezer. You could certainly lay down on the king bed. So all of these things are very doable. This is the snug area. If this is going to bother you, then we probably need to find you a different floor plan, and honestly probably not a Newair, because most of the Newairs, they try to give you so much space in a short bus, it's going to be a little cramped with the slides in. So better to know that stuff up front. But again, this is not a big deal. Okay, this is pretty easy to get through, but it's tighter than some right there. Absolutely. Let's take a look at the outside of this bus. All right, here we go on the outside. Again, this is the Como exterior graphics. That is a new graphic combination for this year. I think you'll like this. It's a little different than a lot of the black and white and silvers that we've been doing. Not everybody likes black and white and silver. Don't worry if you do. I have one right there. That one's for sale too. So we can take care of you either way. This one is for somebody that doesn't want the black and white and silver. When you see all this tape and everything on here now, that is protecting the chrome package. Those are chrome steps. Those are the chrome kick plate there. And then all the way around this bus, you'll have the chrome package. We have not peeled that off yet. We want to save that for the end user. Dual fuel fill, you can do that from either side, which makes it so easy when you're going into strange gas stations that you've never been to before. Obviously, aluminum wheels. These are the big boy tires. These are the 305s, 22.5-inch tires. We have keyless entry that we can lock and unlock all of our doors, compartment doors, and we even have a doorbell on there. So all you need is your code. You don't have to carry your key all the time. You have a flagpole holder up front so you can fly your colors. There is a thin, clear mask over this entire front end to protect against bugs and small rocks. It's very hard to see on the video, but you'll have to take my word for it. New freezer for 2021. This is a refrigerator or freezer, either one. Kind of takes up a little bit less space, I think, and still pulls out really, really far. When you push this back in, you're going to end up with just a little bit of storage space next to it. On the 35-footer, they moved where they put the inverter, so it used to be right there. That's a little bit extra storage space. Like all Newmars, we have our flush mount slides. That's a big pass-through area there. And then we have the two electric trays in the center here, and these open up barn door style, so you don't have that center divider. This is an amount of storage that would normally be found on like a 42, 43-foot bus, and they managed, because of the way they do their Star platform, they managed to take a straight rail chassis and do away with the center rails and give you more storage than any other 35-footer out there, period, end of story. When you come back here, again, there's some electronic components mounted up here, but mostly this is a storage spot that's fully carpeted, and like the entire basement, we are lit with the LEDs. Let's not forget we have our Samsung television with the Bose speaker that does pull out and swivel. Right here we have more storage, kind of an odd-shaped spot, but we have it. These are just Spartan filters for chassis here and our chassis batteries. We're running low on film, so we're moving here, people. 450 horsepower on a K2 Spartan chassis. That's a Cummins engine, Allison 6-speed transmission. We have our safe haul feature right here that has the air built in for an air braking tow, and we can flat tow 10,000 pounds behind it. As we move around to this side, this is our DEF fill right here. Coming forward new for 2021, instead of this being white, they went to a stainless board. It just looks sharp. We have, everything's very well labeled in here, but in a nutshell, you have your power hose reel with a whole house water filtration system. We can do a gravity dump like any other coach, but we do have a macerator on here as well if you need to dump over a longer space. They certainly upgraded the shower feature. This is stainless steel now, not a piece of plastic. You have hot and cold water. You can check your tank levels out here to kind of see where you're at. And of course, We have black and gray rinse on here, so if your tanks ever get a little smelly, you can rinse them while you're dumping. We have our Oasis system that is our primary heating system for the coach. This will run off of diesel fuel or electric, either one. We have our central vac here. This is where we change the bags out for that. And of course, our 50 amp shore power cord is on a power reel, and we do have a built-in surge protector. Moving forward, this is the back half of some of that storage, and some of our coach electronics can be accessed in there, and that's where they rerouted the inverter to. This little guy right here is just where we put our sewer hose. That's all that goes in there. Then we have our 8 AGM batteries on a pull-out tray. Those are maintenance-free batteries. We have our secondary fuel fill over here. These are just chassis electronics for Spartan up front, okay? And then at the very front, we have our 8 kW Onan generator in the nose. This is now on struts, so it stays up on its own, no longer the prop rod. Our air horns are in here. We even have hot water up front, so that if you want to wash the bugs off your windshield, we option it in with the hot water to generator feature. So that's a little bit about, I told you I could do this for an hour plus easy on a New Aire. Call me with questions. My name's Chris Anderson. I'm with Mount Comfort RV. We're in Greenfield, Indiana. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to ask for me. This is why we do this. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.